if you're looking to buy a house, the key things you need to do are figure out A, whether you're going to use a mortgage advisor, or B, whether you're going to talk to the bank directly. They do two very different things. Mortgage advisor, like myself, we're actually paid by the bank, okay? So we do their job for them. It's free to you as a client, and they pay us a commission for doing their job. The beauty of using us is that we deal with all the banks. And so for myself, I can work with all the banks in New Zealand, plus second and third tier lenders. So what that means is I know everything about the bank. I know what they're wanting to ask you, and you deal with me. So you don't have to be running around trying to field appointments with the bank. You deal with me at a time that suits you. So for me in particular, I work all sorts of hours, so I can be quite flexible around my clients, and I understand that you work. So I'm not rigid in saying you have to see me between 9 and 5. We discuss it and we make sure that we're meeting at a time that suits. I then help you, okay? So I give you all the information that I'm going to need, and I send it out in a way of bullet points so that you can quite comfortably work your way through and send those documents to me. And once we've got those documents ready to go, we meet. We have a really simple chat, we go through the process, and at that point I can gather all that extra information that I need from you to know whether we can actually get a home loan in place for you. There's all sorts of different criteria. So whilst you may have already have spoken to the bank and they've said no to you, it may very well be that another bank will say yes. All the banks have different policies, and it's our job to know what those policies are and what we can do with it. All the banks are different, okay? They all have different rules and regulations, and they all do very different things for first home buyers. There's products out there that are called the Welcome Home Loan, where they're underwritten by the government. The banks will also independently have their own first home products as well. You'll hear things being called a low equity margin. That's where a margin's potentially added to your interest rate, or a low equity premium, where they'll charge you a one-off fee so that you can have lending that's over 80% LVR. That's our role, to talk you through it. So when we meet with you, we get a really good understanding of what deposit funds you have, and that can be anywhere really between 5% and 20% if you're that first home buyer. And look, if you've got more than that, that's fantastic as well. But what we do is we make sure that the bank that we put you with for your first home loan is appropriate for you, so that we can make sure that you're paying the lowest rates that you have access to, and that you understand the type of lending that you have as well. The key things are knowing how do your bank accounts look, okay? And what that means is, what's your bank account conduct like? And you'll hear this a fair bit, and what that means is, are your bank accounts in credit? Are you making all the repayments that you're meant to? So if you have credit cards, are you making those payments on time? Are you having anything be dishonoured, which means the money can't go out of your account? Are you ever going overdrawn? These are little things that piece together the puzzle about whether the bank wants to lend you money. We help you by actually getting that approval, okay? And then what happens then is we help you when you find that property that you want to purchase, all the way through to getting you unconditional to commit to buy it. Then we set up your loan documentation and organise everything with your lawyer. So it's not just an approval and then see you later. It's, look, here's an approval, and then we're here in the background for you the whole way through until you actually purchase that house. So we call it hand holding. But for me, that's my specialty, because it's not yours. This is what I do every day, and I like to know that my clients are in control of their decisions and they know actually what they're getting themselves into as well. Personal debt is, in some cases, it's actually okay. There's criteria that we use to work out how much personal debt you're allowed when you purchase a first house. And in some cases, it's okay and we can leave it there. Others, we need to consolidate it down and try and either pay it off quickly or group it all into one personal loan so that you've only got that one debt repayment going out of your bank account. You can use your KiwiSaver funds mixed alongside the first home grant. So if you're one of those fortunate people that fit within the caps for that, you'll potentially get either $5,000 or $10,000 from the government as a contribution towards your first home. So with COVID, we need to know that you're employed. The key piece of that puzzle is that your employment's ongoing, and that it's not just that actually you've got a job now, potentially you might not in a couple of weeks. We need to see some longevity. And what the bank's really looking for is consistency, so that they know that you've got the ability to pay back your loan. Marlene's located in Christchurch, so we're in Central, and we're quite lucky that we've got parking directly in front of our office as well.